Okay, so let's look at the remaining objectives. Okay, on this topic, we will discuss regarding the concept of time value and the simple future value and present value. Okay. The second one is distinguish between an ordinary annuity and a annuity due. Alright, and calculate the present and future values of each. And then we will look at present value of calculate the present value for perpetuity, okay, and a growing perpetuity of the years. Okay. And then the fourth one is calculate the present and future value of complex cash flow streams. Okay. So some of the subtopic there is very difficult. It is for degree level, but never mind. I will. Okay, we can. We will discuss the simple one. Okay. So this topic only the simple one that will included in the will be tested in the final exam and also midterm test. Okay, do not worry very much. Okay. So what does it mean by the time value of money? Okay. Madam, your mic is not here. Oh yes. So sorry. Why? I don't know. Maybe because of the line, the internet, maybe connection. Hello. Is that clear now? I don't know what's going on. Who on please? Oh, better. If not, I will change to my Wi-Fi data. Wait for a while. Okay? Turn on. And on. I change connection first. Hello, testing, testing. Hello, testing. Is it okay now? Are you here? Is it clear now, Michelle? Alright, very good. So let's continue. Okay, what is time value of money? Alright. So if you look at the slide here, okay, the concept that money, okay, time value of money is the concept that money available today, okay, is worth more than the same amount of money in the future. It means that your money that you have now, the value is more greater in the future. That is meant by the time value. Okay? This reference rests on the time value of money. Okay? Thus, a money received today is worth more than a money received tomorrow. Why? Because that money received today can be invested to earn interest. Okay? If you have 1,000 in your hand right now, okay? So how you can increase the value of your money, that 1,000? You want to increase, you want to get more other than 1,000. So what you need to do is go to saving account, okay, or investment, okay, portfolio. So you put your amount, your 1,000 ringgit there, and then later on, you, and then about 1 year or 6 months later, you get additional value to the 1000. Okay, because of if we invest, okay, some of our money with financial institution, we will earn the interest. Okay, so the interest is the excess of the amount. Okay, if for example, if we look at the interest itself, if the interest is 5%, okay, it will add on your value of money 1000 plus with, for example, 500. Okay, it depends on the time. Okay, you keep your money for the investment. Okay, so due to money's potential to grow in value over time. Okay, if you just keep your money with you, okay, in your drawer, for example, okay, sampailah nanti 3 years later, the amount or the value of the money that you kept is is the same. Okay, not even grow in the value. Okay, so that is different between if you uh, use that money to invest. Okay, your money will increase. So that we call it as time value of money. Okay, so because of this potential, okay, so money that available in present, okay, is considered more valuable than the same amount in the future. Alright, so it's very important for you to invest your money. So in future you will have a lot of money. Okay, your value of money will increase. Okay, so time value of money is dependent not only on the time interval, okay, being considered, but also the rate of discount used in calculating current or future value. Based on this, we can use the time value of money concept to calculate how much you need to invest or borrow now to meet a certain future goals. Okay, that's why, okay, if we study here about finance, it means that where you want to invest your money now. Okay, you have some money now, especially, okay, corporation, okay, in management. Okay, how you want to manage the money that you have, okay, so that in the future, okay, that money will help you, okay, to have a return, a good return. So that is the role responsibility of a finance manager, where the determine which of the investment decision is very good to choose. Okay, so how they want to calculate, how they want to know, okay, which one, in which investment, which portfolio is the best for their company. Of course, to analyze or to calculate using time value of money. Okay? So that you can know which one is the best to choose, right? Okay, so in time value of money, we have two things that you need to know. First one is future value. Future value means that in 3 years later, in 10 years later, in 20 years later, in 5 years later, how much money that you have. Okay, so if you invest in some of the portfolio, how much is your future value? Value means it is RN or whether in dollar. Okay, it's okay. So value is in money. Alright, currency. The value is compounded for future period. Alright. So we calculate the future value of our money. Okay. the value will increase through time of investment. Okay? If you just keep your money in your pocket, okay, the, the value is not increasing. All right. If you keep until 10 years later, your money will be the same. But if you put your money in the investment, for investment, okay, for some portfolio in the financing, so it will increase your money. So that called it future value is we calculate how much the value for the next 5 years, for example. Okay, because of we earn the interest, alright? So the interest percentage also will compound it with the value until the investment is withdrawn. Okay, until you take off your principal money of principal money that you put in the investment. So until then, okay, you will not compound it with the interest percentage. Okay. For example, okay, you have 1,000 deposited. Oh my God, what's going on with my time? Okay. You have 1,000 deposited in saving account which give okay, 6% interest compounded. This is the interest rate of return. Okay, if you save 1,000 money into the saving account, okay, interest compounded annually. Okay, every 1 year you get 6% interest. So if the money is saved for 3 years, okay, what is the value of money at the end of year 3? Okay, so you have 3 years. Okay, for the first year, you deposit 1,000. Okay, throughout the year, you will get 6%. Yeah, rate of return, interest rate of return. So, how to calculate? Okay, what is the value of money at the end of the year 3? Okay, so this, for example, this for the first year is 2020. You put 1,000, and then in for 2023 and also 2024, 1,000, 1,000. For example. Okay, so on the third year, okay, how much is your money? Is it 1,000? No. Okay, it's increasing. Alright, to 1,191. Because of what? Because of this interest, 6% interest. So how to calculate? Okay, so this is the formula that we have using the mathematical formula. Okay, PV is stand for present value. Okay, present value, the value now. Okay, the value now, current value, right? Present value. So 1 is equal to 1 lah. Okay, plus with K. K is stand for interest. Okay, so some of the books we found use the K as the symbol for interest, or some of other books also use I as interest. Okay, so it is the same. Okay, K or I is the same. It means for interest. Okay, are you clear, right, class? K is for K or I is stand for interest. PV is stand for present value. N, the small n here, okay, this kind of calculation is a little bit confusing sometimes. Okay, so I hope that if you don't understand, please let me know. Alright. So the small n here is stand for, actually the n here is at upper atas sikit lah daripada, okay. So n kecil tu, the small n is uh, it means that period, okay, and is for period, okay. So here if you look at this example for the first solution here using mathematical, okay, PV is 1000. Wait, I can't hear you. Wait, I increase the volume first. Okay. Now, okay, clear. Yes, yes, that is correct. Time period. So if you look here as an example there, the money is set for 3 years. So means that, and for this example is 3. Okay. So n is stand for period, time of period. Okay. So 1000 is present value, which is 1000. So you put the formula here. PV is 1000. 1 plus K. K is interest, right? So how much is the interest in the example? 6%. So 1 plus 0.06 is equal to 1.06, right? And then n here is 3. So n 3 ni you kena calculate in this using mathematical, but we use scientific calculator. Okay. So using scientific calculator, so let's calculate for how can we arrive at this value 1.19102. Okay. So how to calculate it? Okay, 1. Okay, we already 1 plus 0.06 is 1.06. Alright. So we okay, how you want to use it? Okay, kuasa. Kita panggil kuasa apalah, the power of, okay, how many? The power of 3. Okay. You want to, yes, the power of 3, we use this symbol. Alright. Uh, bentuk macam V kecil terbalik. If you have this calculator, or not, class? Alright, very good. So kita tekan yang V terbalik tu, and then ataupun boleh juga kalau tak nak tekan yang tu, kita tekan yang shift. Yang ni. Shift tekan, lepas tu ada tekan X3 tadi. X2 ni nanti dia jadi X3 ataupun senang tekan yang tadi lah. Okay, so you akan dapat yang sama juga jawapan dia. 1.19102. Okay, you kena find out by your own. Okay, and then you will understand how to calculate. So after that, you just multiple with 1000. So last answer, you will get 1,191 ringgit and 2 cents. Okay, that is using mathematical or using the scientific calculator. Okay, please remember that this time value of money, some of the question, some of the things or subtopic we can use using mathematical and also tabulation. But some of it we just can use tabulation method. Okay. So is that clear from mathematical formula? How you can arrive with the answer 1191? Is that clear, Michelle and Richie? Okay, very good. So if you look at the tabulation method, okay, I've already shared with you the tabulation, the table here. We call it as a present value table and also future value table. Sekejap present value. Present value interest. Ini terbalik. Yang present value. Percent. Percent, right? Percent. Okay, so have you already download the tabulation table, future value and present value table? Okay. So by using the table, we can find out the future value interest factors. Okay. Interest factors. Okay, no need to calculate with the formula. You can, other than that, you can use the tabulation method. Okay, I will show you how to calculate, look at the tabulation method. Uh, already share. Alright. Okay, so I already share the table for present value and future value in the. Okay, I want to show present to you. Okay, if you look here, present value, okay, PVIF. This is for calculating the present value. Okay. Now, right now we are discussing on uh, future value, right? So please look at table future value interest factor. Future value, this is present value of annuity. Alright, here future value macam mana nak terbalikkan juga. How to rotate? Okay. So if we calculate, if we want to calculate for the future value, please look at table FVIF. Okay, future value due at the end of n period. This is, we call it a future value table, interest rate. Future value interest factor. FVIF is stand for future value interest factor. Okay. So let's look at 6% because the question here, okay, salah. Okay, if you look at the question here, okay, how much is the interest is 6%. So please look at the percentage 6. Okay, this is 6%. Okay, and then if you look back the question, okay, we already found the K or the I itself is 6. And then the end is 3. Okay. So here is 3. So the period here 1, 2, 3. Okay. Period is n. Okay. Percentage is I-O-K. Right? Okay, so 3. So please look at N3 and then 6%. So you find 1.1910. So please use that factor value, okay, interest factor here, okay, and you times, okay, the same with how we can calculate, right? We calculate using the mathematical 1.06 power of 3. So in using the tabulation method already there in the table, so we no need to calculate. So FVIF in the tabulation method is 1.1910. So you just times with 1000. So you will get the future value for year 3 is 1191. Okay. Hello. Okay. Ready? 1.19 times with 1000. So you get 1191. Okay, is that clear? How you want to calculate? Okay, the figure is yes. Okay. Is that simple or difficult for you? Okay, very good. Okay. So later on, if in the midterm question, quiz or final exam, I will just using not very difficult question. Okay, we just join. Okay, just know how to calculate in the simple way. Alright. So I will construct the question, not very difficult question. Okay, do not worry. Then that is how we calculate future value. Okay. So now let's look at how to calculate for present value. Okay, discounted. Okay. Discounted means that we have the future value. We know already the future value, and then we want to know how much is money that we must deposit in the portfolio or invest it. So we discount back, means that we calculate from the future until the present. So that we call it as present value. But if we talk about the future value, we call it as compounded. Means that we add on from the first year until later the future value. That is the difference between future value compounded and also present value we call it as discounted. Okay? Cash flow for present value. Okay, cash flow for present value is depending on the time, okay, and rate of return. Time value is a good technique to manage the financing when it comes to do acquisition regarding investment for non-current assets, portfolio, banking, and other properties. Okay. So for example, okay, 1,191 ringgit is an amount of money received after 3 years with the rate of return 6% compounded annually. Find the value that is deposited into savings account. So how much is the Then you get establish for the first time. Okay, now, right now, in order for you to get for future value is 1191. Okay, so how to calculate? So we use for the first solution is using the what we call mathematical formula, okay, present value. So we want to find out present value. So we must have future value 1191, okay, and then 1 over, okay, SDIS, KN, okay, IN, same, okay. So 1 over 1 divided with the SDIN, that is 6%, okay. The 1 you divide with 0.06. 1 divide 1 point zero 0.06. Okay. Okay, and then you will get 0.839631. So after that, you must multiply with 1191. So using the mathematical, you will get the present value is 1000. Okay. So how about using the tabulation method? Okay, so in tabulation method, please look at, okay, we want to uh, de- determine, calculate the present value. So please look at the tabulation present value. This is future value. So it's different between present value table and future value table. So this is present value of annuity. Okay, then here present value. Okay, this is present value tabulation method. Table PVIS table. So let's look what is the interest factor 6% and 3 years. Okay, so 0.8396. So you put the interest factor in the 0.8396. Okay, so you times, after that you times with 1191. So you will get the answer is 999.96 is equal to 1000. Okay, if you round up to 1000. Okay, that is how we calculate using division method. Is that clear? Rishi and Michelle, how to calculate for the present value using the simple. This is the simplest one. Okay. The question is direct to the point. Okay. The simple way in order for you to calculate for future value and also present value. Is that clear? Michelle and Richie? Okay, very good. So let's proceed to the annuity. Okay, this is a little bit complicated. Okay, if you compare with the simple future value and present value. Okay, so ordinary annuity is a series of equal dollar payments that are made at the end of points in time such as monthly, quarterly, or annually over a finite period of time. Okay, that is ordinary annuity. If payments are made at the end of each period, okay, so ordinary, the annuity is referred to as ordinary annuity. Okay, the difference, okay, you will find out that annuity we have two, whether ordinary annuity, okay, and then another one is annuity due, okay, which means which time period that the payment are made. Either for ordinary annuity, every at the end of the period, for example, monthly at the end of the month, or at the end of the 3 years, 3 months later, and or annually, once a year, every at the end of the year. That we call it as ordinary annuity. So kita bayar pada setiap tahun, contohlah kalau setiap bulan, akhir bulan. Okay, at the end of the month, kita akan bayar payment made. Alright. So kalau every quarterly, every 3 months later, kita kena akhir bulan, kita akan bayar payment. Alright. So kalau untuk annually, once a year lah. Annually, setiap tahun, pada akhir tahun, iaitu on December, okay, we should pay. Okay, for example, the loan that we make from the bank. Okay, so that we call it as ordinary annuity. So macam mana cara kita nak calculate kalau kita guna ordinary annuity? Kalau kita tengok dulu. Okay, example 6.1 dia kata how much money will you accumulate? Okay, so this is kita nak kira future value dulu. Tetapi kalau dia dalam keadaan ordinary annuity, means that kita pay the money at the end of the period. Alright. How much money will you accumulate by the end of year 10? Okay. So how much money at the end of year 10? Of course, we want to calculate for future. Okay, future value. If you deposit 3,000, so 3,000 is payment. Okay, for now, payment of present value. Okay, already given for each next 10 years saving account again for 5% per year. Earns 5%. So 5% is stand for I. Okay. Okay. So we need to know how to calculate for future value and annuities. Okay. How can we calculate for FB? Okay, using IFE. So if we look at the annuities, they already have their own tabulation. Okay. So if you look at the table here, okay, PVIF, okay, using the simple, we want to calculate for present value, the simple one. And then we also have the table for present value of annuity. So that is the different table that we need to use. Okay, so if you want to calculate for future value of annuities, we must look at the future value interest factors annuity table. Okay, so how we want to calculate? Okay, so here this is using mathematical formula. Okay, this is to calculate using the mathematical formula. So using the table, future value is equal to PMT. Okay, payment now present value times with FDIST. Okay, so let's look at the mathematical formula first. Okay, FVN is equal to future value of annuity at the end of period. Okay, and it stands for period. Oh my god, I have a headache. Okay, and then PMT is a payment, annuity payment deposit, or received at the end of each period, I interest rate per period, and is a number of periods for which annuity will last. Alright, so let's look at the formula first. Okay, so this slide already show you how to calculate using the formula or mathematical methods. Okay. So 3,000 is the payment. Okay, 1 plus 0.05 and is 10 because 10 years minus with 1 and then divide with 0.05 and then this uh, we already calculate and then you will get 0.63. So how to calculate? Okay, same with I've already mentioned to you. So 1 plus 0.05, okay, the power of 10, okay, minus 1, okay, so 1.05, the power of 10 minus 1, okay, how to calculate? To 1 and 1.05, okay, the power of 10, okay, so 1.05 power of 10 is equal to, oops, salah tekan, is equal to 1.6288 and then minus with 1 you will get 0.63, okay, 0.6288, okay, you round it up to 0.63, right, and then you divide with 0.05, so you will get 12.1, 12 kebalik kan, tak tahu lah macam mana nak tunjuk, 12.2778 ataupun 12.58, 5 not 2, okay, 12.58, okay, so after that you must multiply with 3,000 again, so you will get 37743, okay, 37733, you round it up to 37743. Okay, if please try, Michelle and Michi, please try to calculate this. Okay. So you find the same question answer with it or not? Try try to calculate with your calculator. Okay, Richie, Richelle, you can get this the same answer here. You got it or not? Please ask me if you did not get this answer. Richelle, Richie? Hello. Dapat tak yang jumlah 37740? Try tak? Guna calculator. Richelle, mesti line tak okey kan? I just want to make sure that you can calculate using the calculator, scientific calculator. Michelle, hello. Are you there? Okay, have you found this? Already calculate in your calculator? Please try. Are you at home at your room? Please try to calculate. Oh, kenapa dekat luar? My God. Okay, just never mind. Nanti ni you tengok balik and then please please belajar cara macam nak calculate tu. Okay, so yang ini you no need to go through this. The future value using the financial calculator. This is uh, not very applicable to us. I don't know where they get this. Okay, so you just ignore this. Okay, so next. Okay, spreadsheet pun kita tak belajar guna Excel. Okay, you just ignore it. Okay, solving for PMT in an ordinary energy. So how after that? Okay, after we know the formula. Okay, so if you look at tabulation, oh, I forgot to actually teach you how to calculate using the uh, table. Alright. So using the table, okay. So please we calculate for future value, right? So let's look at the table future value, interest factor, annuity. Okay, so this is the table. Future value, interest factor, annuity. Okay. So if we look at the previous question here, okay, the question is the n is 10 and 5%. So please look at the 5% here and then 10, okay, 5% and 10 years, okay, 10n, okay, period. So it's 12.5778. So you just, okay, how to calculate this? Okay, using the formula table. So future value is equal to PMV F V I S A annuity A I N. Alright. So the payment is 3,000. So you times with the interest factors that already find out in the FVIF table, that is 12.578. Okay, times with 12.578. Okay, lah. And then after that you will calculate 3,000 times with 12.578. Okay, so the answer is also the same with, okay, the answer is also the same as using the formula. Okay, so using the formula we also get 37740, and then using the tabulation method we also get the same is that 37740. Okay, so that is how we calculate. Okay, so next let's look how to calculate for uh, okay, solving for payment in an ordinary annuity. So if, for example, there is some question that asks you how to calculate for the payment, okay, instead of figuring out how much money will accumulate, for example, instead of to find out the future value, okay, you may like to know how much you need to save each period. Okay, for example, how to calculate for payment in order to accumulate a certain amount at the end of n years. Okay, so in this case, we know that the value of ni, okay, we already know n, we already know I, okay, and future value, and we need to determine the value of the m. Okay, if we look at the, okay, how to calculate, for example, using question example 6.2. Okay, so using the formula, okay, so we already know the formula here, how to calculate using the formula future value, okay, is already know, for example, is 25,000 by looking at this question. Suppose you would like to have 25,000, okay, in 6 years later, okay, you need to have 25,000 in 6 years later. So from now onwards, okay, so how much payment that you need to pay, okay, to have 25,000 in 6 years in the future. So that it means by how to calculate for payment using ordinary annuity. Okay, so we already know the future value in 6 years later is 25, okay, thousand, and then 6 years is n. Okay. If you are going to make equal annual end payment to invest account that okay, so we already know the I or the percentage interest is 7%. How big do this annual payment need to be? Okay, so how to calculate using the same formula. Future value is equal to PMT and then 1 plus I and minus with 1 divided with I. Okay. So we already know the future value 25,000 and is 6. Okay, this is 6 and I is 7% and we need to determine PMT, okay, payment. How to calculate? So here, future value 25,000, okay, use the formula and then you put on the formula there, okay, in the formula, okay. So payment, okay, and then bracket 1 plus 0 point, okay, this is stand for 0.07, okay, and is 6 minus with 1 divided with 0.07. So how you calculate this is, okay, so you plus 1 with 0.07, okay, you get 1.07. Okay, the power of 6, okay, the answer is 1.5. Okay, you get 1.5. Then we minus with 1 again. So you will only have 0.500 is the answer. And then you divide with 0.07. So the amount is 7.153. Okay. PMT 7.153. So how to get this amount? Okay. So 25,000 here. Okay. We bring 7.153. Okay. At the opposite side. Okay. We bring 7.153 to the opposite side. Okay. This is the formula. That is the way of mathematical calculation, right? So I hope that you already understand the mathematical order here. Okay, so 25,000 divided by 7.153. So you will get the payment amount is 3495.0. Okay, so please try by yourself, okay, using the calculator. If not, I'm very afraid that you will not understand how we calculate this, alright? So please mention to, where is Richard? Already left. Alright, never mind. So Richie, you have the calculators with you? Yes. So if you try using this formula, did you get the same answer here? Yes or no? Yes, okay, very good. So that it means that you already know how to calculate using the mathematical formula in the scientific calculator. So yes, yes. Never mind. I already record this. So later on, I will download, upload to YouTube, and then share with you. Okay. 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 So let's look. Okay, this is just the way that using another method. Okay. So if the question, okay, asks you to find out how much is the PMT, you just follow using the format. Okay, to calculate using this format. Right. So next, okay, the next. Okay, this is some critical parts here because okay, besides okay using solving with the interest rate. Okay, so at some of the question, there are some of the question that ask you to find out how much is the interest rate. Okay, using the this formula, same formula actually. Okay, FV PMT 1 plus I. But if we look at, if you use the mathematical formula, it's very difficult. Okay, if we want to calculate using the tabulation, okay, that is not suitable. Okay, not applicable to use the tabulation. And then uh, so I think this solving the interest rate, I want to give you another example because I've already calculate using the mathematical formula, but the answer is not the same with actually the answer they said here. Okay, this slide said the financial using the financial calculator, the amount okay is 6.77. Okay, maybe there are some of the methods that I don't know. Okay, because it's using the mathematical formula here, we must have trial and error. Okay, the only way to solve for I, okay, how to calculate this I is by trial and error. Okay, we don't. Okay, we cannot use the tabulation. Okay, because we want to find out how much is the I. Okay, without the I, we cannot find out the question in the tabulation method. So using the mathematical, must use trial and error. Okay, so maybe there is some example here, maybe something wrong somewhere in this example. Because when I calculated this, I just get the another, I use another um, a formula, but it is different. I don't know why, because can you please give me this KIV first, okay? So that next time I will try to get some of the example that is applicable and example that I can calculate for you, okay, the right answer. Okay, so we just KIV how to solve the interest rate in an ordinary annuity. Okay, if using the simple feature value, yes, I can. We can calculate. All right, how to calculate that? For example, if you look at, wait for a while. I just want to look for the question. Where is the question? Please hold on, class. Okay, is that the no. This is not. Okay. So if you look here, okay, how to calculate for okay, I interest rate. Okay, so interest rate. How much is single payment interest rate? Okay. Look at. Did you see my? Okay. So boleh nampak tak? Another example. Okay, how to calculate for the missing interest rate? Okay. Okay, using the present value. Okay, present value. This present value actually simple one. Okay. Please look at the question. The present value interest rate you expect to. Okay. So the question is about present value and how to calculate, how to find out the interest rate. Okay, you expect to receive 10,000 as a bonus after. Okay, 10,000 is future value. Already know as a bonus after 5 years and is part on the job. You have calculated the present value of this bonus and the answer is 8,000. Okay, so we already know the present value, we already know the future value, we already know the end, the period, but then we did not know how much is the discount rate, okay, interest rate. So how to calculate is using the formula PV. Okay, PV is the present value is equal to future value divided with 1 plus Rn. R here is the rate or rate, right? So 8,000 is the present value already know is equal to future value how much? 10,000. Divide with 1 plus Rn. R we do not know, alright? OI, OK is never mind. Just the same thing that is interest that we need to calculate, alright? So 1 plus R power of 5 is equal to, so how we put these things, okay, opposite side, okay? And then we have 10,000 divided by 8,000, okay? So 10,000 we divide with 8,000, you will get 1.25. Okay, so how to calculate for R? 1 plus R. Okay, we just okay move 5, the power of 5 to the opposite side. Okay, so we must left the R by them by itself. Okay, alone. Okay, so we just move the power of 5 first. Okay, so move the power of 5 to the side of 1.25. So it means that the power of 5 okay will become okay at the opposite side. The power of 5 will become the power of 1 over 5. Okay, so how to calculate 1.25? The power of 1 over 5. Okay, 1.25. Okay, how to, okay, what is the amount of 1 over 5? Okay, 1 divided by 5 is 0.2. So 1.25, the power of 0.2 is equal to, okay, how to show you? Mana? Okay, So we must find out first 1.25. Okay, okay, 1.25. And then how to calculate for the power of 1 over 5. Okay, so we must divide first. 1 over 5. Okay, 1 divided with 5, you will get, ah, you will get 0.2. Okay, so how to calculate? You must click 1.25, the power of 0.2. Okay, 0.2. Okay, you will find the answer is 1.0456. Okay, the same as I get here. 1.0456. Okay, so after that, you must minus with 1. Because of what? Because if we want to let the R by itself, so we must transfer this, okay, to the opposite side. Okay, so it means that 1.0456 minus, okay, because of this symbol is uh, uh, sum, at kan simbol ditambah, so kita transfer to another side menjadi negative, so tolakkan dengan 1. So the answer is 0.0456, or okay, if we adjust the point, okay, adjust the point, or you multiple with 100%, so you will get 4.56. This is the answer. Tara, that is the way for you to calculate for interest, okay, using the present value formula. Okay, if we find out the interest using the present value of annuity, it's very difficult. Okay, so I will not testing you with the question with the difficult one. Okay, so we just uh, discuss for how to calculate the interest rate using the present value method only. Okay, present value without annuity, the simple present value. So using this formula. Okay, so if I ask you some of the question, maybe I'm using the present value, okay, the simple present value only. Okay, class? Did you clear? Okay, so after this, I will give you the tutorial and answer of the PDF. So you can, before I give to you, I will check first. Okay, uh, which one is relevant for your diploma level. Okay, so you don't need to look at the difficult one. The difficult one is for degree level. Okay. So after this, please revise back my video on how to calculate for the missing figure of I. Okay, using the present value. Okay, so let's look at the, okay, and then solving the number of series in ordinary annuity. Go on. Okay, this one is also not applicable to you lah. Okay, this is very difficult. to discuss. Okay. Okay, next, let's look at the present value of annuity. Just now, we already discussed about the future value of annuity. So let's look how to calculate for the present value of annuity. So present value of annuity, let's look at the example. We will compute the present value of ordinary annuity if we wish to answer the question. What is the value today or lump sum equivalent of receiving 3,000 every year for the next 30 years if the interest rate is 5%? Okay, so let's look how to calculate. Okay, okay, this is another way on how you want to calculate for the present value of annuity. Okay, but this is very complicated one. Okay, so I will show you how to calculate using the simplest simplest uh, method. Okay. We also can use the formula and also um, the tabulation method actually. So let's look how we can calculate, how to calculate the present value here, receiving the lump sum 2.106. Okay, show the lump sum equivalent to 2106 of receiving 500 per year for the next 5 years, and interest with an interest rate of 6%. So if you look at the formula, okay, the formula is present value is equal to PMT, okay. The formula for annuity is different with the formula of present value, okay. 1 is minus with 1 plus I n, okay. So how much is the present value? Okay, how to get the answer here? 2106. Okay, how to get the 2106 here using the simple formula instead of you look at figure 6.2. Okay, so payment is 500. Okay, and then 1 divided 1 plus 0.06. Okay, and then the end is 5. And then macam mana lah tadi? So after that, after you calculate, okay, 1 divided with okay, kita buat 1.0, 1 plus 0.06 is 1.06. Okay, the power of 5, okay, is 1.338. Okay, after that kita 1 divide with yang ini, kita dah dapat 1.338. Okay, kita dapat 0.747. Okay, lepas tu tolakkan. 1 tolak 0.747. You will get 0.25 2526 and then divide with 0.05. Okay, so ni and then this. Okay, so macam mana kita bahagikan 0.2526 divided with 0.05 times with 500. Okay, so you akan dapat jawapan 2106.18. Okay, so by using this formula, so you will get the same amount of figure with, if you look at this figure 6.2, this is using the cash flow, okay, cash flow back to the present separately, okay. This formula using separately, okay, how much is the cash flow and then dia powerkan dia punya interest factors tu kepada 2 tahun, 3, 4 dan 5, okay. This is very complicated to calculate, so please use this simple one, okay. So already give the, okay, this one, okay, the formula here. So you will get 2,106 ringgit 18 cents for the present value. Okay. So is there any question, class, that you want to ask about the present value of ordinary annuity? So ada lagi yang kita akan discuss. Okay. So sebabkan too much of calculation, so I will continue, okay, another slide to for next week. All right. So I will give you the time for you to look back, okay, to revise back about this calculation, right? So next week we will continue on the how to calculate the amortized loan, okay, and then some of the annuity dues, how to calculate for annuity dues, okay. So if you don't have the questions, please make sure that you revise that, okay. It's very, the calculation is very a little bit tough for you to understand. Okay, so tak ada question lagi kan? So alright, okay, so kalau tak ada, kita berhenti setakat ni dulu. Kita sambung next week. Okay, thank you so much. Bye. You're welcome. Alright, thank you.